Hi, my name's Paul. Today I'm going to talk to you about 55-gallon drum syrup evaporators. Chances are, if you're watching this, you have already tapped some trees and tried to boil over a campfire or used a turkey fryer. So you wanna, you just don't know exactly what to get. These are very popular, um, but if a guy makes them wrong, they could be a pain in your ass. So let's get down to a couple things that you really should look out for when you're buying these. So by far the most important thing to look for when you're buying one of these is the door placement. This door happens to be right in the center. This is the first one I ever built, and to be honest with you, it is a tad bit low. If you'll see, there's a black line right up in here. That is the bottom of my pan, so the top of the door should be pretty close to level with the bottom of the pan, because you just want to open the door and you want to insert a log. You do not want to have to try to get a log up on top of it's hot in there, dude. So the door being too low, I mean, this is fine right here. Any lower than smack dab in the center, and I would probably walk away. I would go look for another one. Maybe the guy doesn't know, maybe he doesn't care. A lot of people don't care, whatever. These bung holes, so you got a big one and a small one. I just keep them open, because you are not going to get enough air inside of that vessel when this thing gets going. And it's just, the door vents, they're just not made for this size fire. They're not made for this big 55-gallon drum, but that's all we have to work with. I mean, there's no other kit out there, so the bung hole can be on the bottom, it can be on the side. I like them on the side because right now I'm at the door with my hots. It wouldn't be doing me any good if it was down low, but that's not a deal breaker. In fact, I actually I have a couple slots, one on each side, just to let air in, just so I can get a better boil. But the second thing to look for is the pans. You see how there's a gap in here? You're going to want to make sure that your pans have a gap. The last thing you want to do is you're trying to lift off a pot full of boiling water and it's getting hung up on the other pan. Definitely I would walk away if the pan's touched. That's just a safety thing with me. Chances are your kids, if you got kids, this is a big kid project. I get a lot of parents buying these for their kids and stuff, to do something together with them. But the pan fit, as far as like how it fits inside of the barrel, if it's too tight, that's not good. But if there's a little bit of wiggle room in there, that's fine. And in fact, it will let a little bit of smoke out of these gaps, and that smoke will roll in the pan, and it gives the syrup a flavor. Most people like it. Most people like a smoked maple syrup, which you can't get. I don't know if you ever try the stuff in the store. It's almost like missing something. It's because it's processed. It's just made with natural gas, and it's just missing the smoke. But anyway, that's another story. So really, the pans and the door are the two most important things. Another thing you might want to look for is look inside the barrel and make sure the barrel's been cleaned out. A lot of these barrels contained a foam component. Foam in your house nowadays is like well, that's where a lot of these barrels come from. A lot of them, they have a part A and a part B for the foam, and chances are these barrels held one of those. You just want to make sure it's been cleaned out. And another thing, when you get these, there's going to be nothing wrong with having a dry run, just with plain water. Just get this sucker as high as you can, burn off anything that's been in there, and figure out how to work it. Figure out what's going to give you that good boil. You got a damper here. A lot of people don't even know how to use it. They don't know how to use these things. You don't always want your heat going up the chimney. But anyway, that's just a couple things to look for, so you don't spend $350 or whatever. You're probably gonna pay $325 to $375 for one of these. It's gonna look all nice and shiny and new and everything, so you're gonna be all happy. And you want to know something? It's not gonna stay like that. So you see this one, you can't help but just burn them up. But you don't want to have a hard time with them. So I hope you learned something. I hope this helped you out. Any comments or whatever, feel free to leave them. Thank you.